I'm sorry, I didn't know anyone was here.
I've been waiting for you, Father.
Did the secretary let you in?
Come. Sit with me, Father.
What troubled you, my son?
I hoped you would join me for a drink.
Oh, I don't drink.
Oh, please, I don't like to drink alone. There's some bourbon here.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
That is unimportant. Since you won't drink with me, perhaps I could talk to you instead.
Are you here for a confession then? Are you Catholic?
In another life, maybe. My mother was a Catholic. She took me to church every week when I was a boy. I was an altar server. She was a lector and Eucharistic minister. She prayed for me. I believed in it for a while. Not that it did much good, I'm afraid.
God bless her. She sounds like a lovely woman.
She's gone now. You're a smart man, Father. From what I understand, a good man. Surely you know why I am here.
You're here to kill me. Yes, I can smell fear in you, my son. Struggle, torment.
You know nothing about me. But you are clever, aren't you?
There are businessmen in this community who object to the way I've led this parish. They have paid you money to kill me. A good deal, I suspect. Because I won't let them destroy this community or parish for their own greed. I won't let them fill their pockets with gold while those I serve suffer. And now you're here to collect your 30 pieces of silver.
What are you talking about?
Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane for 30 pieces of silver. He identified him to those who wished to kill him, collected, only later to regret what he had done.
Well, Father, I'm not betraying you to anyone, and I certainly can't end up regretting it. I don't know you. This is business. It's not personal. Now, perhaps you would drink with me.
I've always preferred gin, to be honest with you, my son.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. My father drank gin too. I never cared for it. Dry and tasteless.
Why are you talking to me? Surely a man like you has a busy life.
Humor me, Father.
There's nothing humorous about murder, my son. I know why you're here. I won't stop you from doing what you came to do. My conscience is clear. I'm ready to die, and my soul is prepared.
Fuck your soul is prepared. Fuck all of that bullshit you just said. You're scared shitless and you know it.
Haha, there it is. I was wondering when you would get angry. I can see a great deal of anger in you. No, I'm not bullshitting you. I'm a priest. I've given my life to serve the Lord and tender to his flock. I visited the imprisoned, cared for the sick, seen many young people like yourself marry the loves of their lives. I've done all that I can, and if my time has come, then God's will be done.
Come on. You don't believe in all of that God's will, do you, Father? You're a smart man. Take a look at that. That's a lethal weapon. The tool by which I will bring about your death. It's sitting there facing you. You can pick it up. Throw it at me. Hell, eat it. I don't care. I mean, you have the power right now to stop your own death. How is that God's will? That's a decision you have to make. It has nothing to do with God.
We both know you aren't going to let me leave this room alive.
No, forget all that. What I'm saying is that...
I know what you're saying. You're saying that I have the power to choose what happens to me, to choose life over death. That the decision I make can save me, and it has nothing to do with God. You want to point out to me that I can control my own life as I see you trying to control yours, without the will of God in it. Well, my son, it doesn't work that way. God is working in our lives. He has a plan for us, for you and for me.
Father, you don't have to act anymore. It's over. There aren't any more souls to save.
Aren't there?
So, what you're telling me is that there's this force in the world which we can't see or prove or feel, but it has this ever-reaching effect over everything we do and say and how we act. But we can't prove it, we can't see it, but still we have to know it exists?
No, I can't prove to you that God exists, at least not in the way you're looking for.
Father, I've seen what this world is like. I'm not sheltered in some church hall like you. I've killed men. Plenty of them. Watched them cry and shit themselves just moments before I pulled a trigger, begging for help from your God. There wasn't a fucking thing that saved them then. Nothing came to help them. Certainly not your God.
Their suffering is no more. God has a place.
Oh, come on, Father. Enough. Enough bullshit about how much fucking better they are now. They aren't. They're dead. Their brains were spattered across the floor. You know what a man's brains look like after he's been shot through the head? Like pieces of worms and bugs and shit dried up in vinegar. And the smells of a dead body are enough to never make you want to smell again.
Or breathe again.
What?
Let me tell you a story, my son. It's a story I haven't told in a very long time. Maybe never, actually. When I was just about your age, maybe a little younger, my father died. And I watched as my mother slowly drank herself to death because she couldn't deal with that pain. I felt helpless. I didn't know how to deal with her, helping her to heal. So I ran away. I enlisted and got sent to Vietnam. I spent 2 years in jungles, sleeping, eating, and taking orders. Afraid like you, angry like you, and a killer like you. You got paid to do it. I was ordered to do it. Yeah, I smelled those smells. I saw those brains. And I question. Sometimes I still do. But this anger, this bitterness at the world, it doesn't help anything. It doesn't heal. Let me tell you, I found God out in that jungle because in the midst of all that madness, I also saw light, joy, and good. And I found him in my own way. And when I came home, I decided to become a priest because I wanted to spend the rest of my life helping people, healing people, not beating them down. So no, I'm not afraid, boy. And bourbon is not better than gin.
You finished your drink.
And it must be time.
It must be time.